Hey, what's going on, you guys? I wanted to come and do another video for you today on Black women can't win for losing. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I sit back and I observe a whole lot. I'm someone who likes to look at the language and the words that are being used when certain stories come out and when certain news breaks, or the words that are used to describe people. And what I have noticed is that non-black people can do the exact same thing that black people can do, and the language changes. So that's why I wanted to do this video, basically saying that no matter what a black woman does, people will always find a way to ridicule her. Here's the thing that I really want to drive home, black women. When you are in these situations where people are coming for you, when you're in these situations where other black men are talking bad about you, it says more about them than it will ever say about you, because they are looking for your validation. They are looking for your attention. I don't ever really have Caucasian women saying things to trigger me or saying things to get under my skin. It tends to always be the black male looking for validation somewhere in society because, for the most part, when you look at what they have built, when you look at their power struggle, when you look at what they have contributed to society, I'm not saying they haven't contributed anything, but when you look at it on a global level, they tend to be at the bottom. So I truly believe that when black men try to get under black women's skin, this is something that they're doing to take their mind off of their daily struggles, almost like a drug. So let's go ahead and get into the video. I just wanted to say that first and foremost. So black women can't seem to win for losing. So you will hear a lot of people tell black women that they need to choose better men. But when they choose better men, they are called stuck up. But when these same women who are being called stuck up lower their standards, then they are blamed for choosing thugs, and they call them Pookie and Ray Ray. So take into account Chili from TLC. She has her standards for what kind of man she wants, and to be honest with you, I've looked at her standards and they are very minimal. She says she doesn't want a guy who smokes. She says she doesn't want a guy who drinks. She says she wants a guy who takes care of himself, and among many other things. So you mean to tell me that she has a hard time finding a guy who meets that requirement? Yet you want to blame Chili? What does that say about men in society when you can't find a man who doesn't drink, smoke, and take care of himself? Black women are always blamed for exercising their sexual freedom. When they do that, they're called whores. However, when black women turn around and try to protect themselves and protect their womb and try to protect their feelings, they are called names from beta males and angry incels who are upset that these women are not sleeping with them. Black women are always told to go natural and to be natural. Take off the weave, take off the fake nails, take off the eyelashes, don't paint your face looking like a clown. So when they go natural, they're called ugly. Let me explain something to you. Not every woman looks good natural. I'm just being honest. So when these women who don't look good being natural wear makeup to alter their appearance, they you will hear men say that they're being deceptive, and will call them names like clowns, say they're hair-hatted hooligans, and vice versa. So here's the thing about it. Recently, with COVID-19, I have seen an influx of memes online from men saying now that all the salons are closed and now that all the You can't go get a pedicure and you can't go buy a weave. Black women are going to start looking real bad and real dusty. Yet, aren't you the same men that tell black women that they need to remove all of that? They need to wear their natural hair. They need to stop wearing acrylic nails and stay out of the Asian salons. Yet you ridicule them because they don't have access to it? Do you see the hypocrisy? When black women sit at home watching reality TV all day and living off of the system, people will say they are welfare queens. But the second she gets an education, she gets a good job, she does for herself, she takes care of her children, she goes and buy a house, then what happens? She's called an independent, strong woman who doesn't need a man for anything, and she is ridiculed for her independence. So if you sit at home, you're a welfare queen. When you get up and do something, you're ridiculed for your independence. So let's move on. Women are always told that if they're in a situation with a man where he is not giving them any effort, they need to get up and leave him. Yet, when a woman actually gets up and leaves him, what do men do? They ridicule her by saying she's not a ride or die. She did not give him a chance to get himself together, and that black women are too impatient. So, which way do you want it? When black women find themselves in situations where they get an abortion, you will hear some men come out and say that black women are the blame for our population being low because black women are killing their black babies before they even have a chance to be born, and we are ridiculed for that. But if you take a black woman who says, you know what, I'm not going to have an abortion, I'm just going to raise my baby as a single mom, then what happens? She's ridiculed for being a single mom. You will have a lot of men who will tell black women that black women need to be patient with them and wait on them while they get themselves together. You know, they may go to prison, go to jail, they may get locked up, and they want you to be patient with them while they get themselves together. However, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. I have never seen a man wait on a woman to get her stuff together because men have way too many options. And if that woman isn't who he wants, he's on to the next. So why are black women ridiculed for not waiting around on you while you build your empire? Yet, the second she's not who you want, you already have another option. You will have men who will blame women by saying that they need to stop dating men who have nothing and stop getting pregnant by these broke, dusty men. Yet when that same woman says, okay, let me go for a man who has something going for himself, he has a career, maybe he's retired, maybe he's a professor, maybe he's a doctor, maybe he's a lawyer, maybe he's an athlete, what happens? Those same women are ridiculed for being gold diggers. So tell me, which way do you want it? Women are also told to keep their bodies covered up, but when they do, they get no attention. But then when you have women on Instagram and who have OnlyFans pages, and these women are uncovered, these women are twerking, who do you see in the comments asking these women to marry them? Saying, you know, all kind of explicit things to these women. I have literally sat there and examined posts from women who are covered up, who are doctors, who are doing what they're supposed to do, and they literally get no shares. They may get a few people that say congratulations. However, when you go to some of these women's pages on Instagram who are contortionists or, you know, always bending their body in certain ways, trying to make it seem as though they're athletic and flexible, but they're all oiled up and greased up. Look how many likes and comments and hearts they get. So once again, which way do you want it? When black women raise kids alone, they are blamed for how those kids come out, and they say that those kids become a menace to society. And anytime you want to um, blame how the all of the black on black violence and all of the thought culture, you can always go back to the women who raised these kids. However, if there is a single dad and he's raising kids, these kids are not blamed for how they come out. As a matter of fact, you will have a woman who has 5 kids and she's doing everything she can to take care of them. No one will bat an eyelash. But the second you see a man, well, let's say he has 2 kids and he's giving them a bath or he's fixing dinner, you will have a slew of comments from people praising him for doing something that he is already supposed to be doing. So, do you see the hypocrisy? It's like moms are supposed to just do this. This is what they do. So, they don't need any applause and they don't need any gold medals. But the second a dad does, it gets a whole new vibe of attention. When black women become aggressive because they need to protect themselves because they lack protection in society, and even Malcolm X said this. She is ridiculed for being masculine, manly, grizzly, and acting like a man. But the second the same woman turns around and it admits a weakness or a vulnerability, she is immediately taken advantage of. I have seen online when a Caucasian woman has a breakdown after having a child, people say, oh, she has postpartum depression, she needs help. But when a black woman has the same breakdown, they tell her that she needs to have her children taken away from her and that she should have picked a better man who could help her raise those kids. If non-black women wear braids, it's edgy. When black women wear braids, it's ghetto. When non-black women are loud and aggressive, they're called feisty. They're called, I've actually heard the term Latin spice or hot tamale. Those names are given to other women when they just, when they're a little feisty. But when a black woman is feisty, she needs to shut up before she gets punched in the face. When a non-black woman comes up with a creative way of spelling her child's name, it's called creative spelling. But when black women do it, it's ghetto. And how is her child going to ever get a job? You will have male celebrities, and the only reason why I'm bringing up male celebrities because we know who they are, who have been married multiple times. You have Larry King, he was married 8 times. Richard Pryor, married 7. Martin Scorsese, he was married 5. Zaza Gabor, she was married 9 times. Billy Bob Thornton, he was married 6. James Cameron, married 5. Barbara Walters, married 4. But for some reason, I keep hearing about how Halle Berry can't seem to keep a man, how she keeps ending up divorced. Everyone always wants to speak on how Lori Harvey skips from man to man, and they always want to know who she's dating, and they want to say she should settle down. You will hear about Stacey Dash. I believe she's been married 4 times, and she's currently going through a divorce, and people keep blaming her, saying that she was a bedwench and she should not have married outside of her race. And you will also have people like Rihanna, who every time she's doing an interview, people always want to know who she's dating, who she's sleeping with, and want to know the ins and outs of her dating life. Even though she has never been married, she does not have children, and neither has Lori Harvey. So why is it that when you have Caucasian women or Caucasian men who have been married multiple times, you wouldn't even know unless you looked it up? But yet, every time Kiki Wyatt has a baby, they always want to put it on social media. I believe she's on her 10th child, yet Eddie Murphy has 9. So, to me, it seems like, and like I said, I could be wrong, but to me, it seems like no matter what a black woman does, no matter what a black woman says, no matter what move she decides to make in life, she is just going to be ridiculed. So I just wanted to make that video telling you black women who are listening to me, stay strong, keep your head up, keep moving in a positive forward direction. Do not look back. Do not let people continue to talk about you to the point you feel like you're beneath everyone. You Ladies are goddesses and you're queens, and it's time for you to continue to move forward and act like it and change the world.